Well, hey folks, here we are, Issues 2013, the very first episode of the new year, and I'm just so proud to be here. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year to everyone. And I'm just so glad that the world didn't end. That's right, our poor little fragile world. Come on, Bobby, let's try it again. Go ahead, start it. Take 3. 5, 4, 3. Well, hey, folks, welcome to another episode of Issues, that incredible political talk show that's sure to make you think and then go have some coffee and take a dump. But anyway, here we are. Happy New Year, everyone. It's the first show of January 2013. And I'm just so glad that the world didn't end, folks. That's right, our poor little fragile little world over here. If something would have happened to that, it would have been horrible. Well, you know, they say it's a new age of consciousness and that we're going into a new realm. But I've been kind of watching this whole Mayan stuff, and they kind of got a different take on it. What they're saying is we're going to go into this realm where the Earth is aligning with the sun and the center of the galaxy has a black hole. That's right. And what that means is we're going to open up the dark rift, folks. And that means 2 years of sheer hell. And what they're saying is that it's going to bring out the lords of the underworld. No, not Timmy and the lords of the underworld. The Mayan lords of the underworld. Yeah, these guys right here. They're a bunch of evil motherfuckers, man. And they're going to come to our planet in the next 2 years and just wreak havoc. Well, the Mayans say 9 evil lords. Let's see. We got Russia and America and the Queen and China and the Korea and Cuba. I think we can fill out those 9 pretty quick. Well, evidently, folklore says that the 9 evil lords beat the 13 good lords over the last 1,000 years. And that kind of makes sense because we've had a lot of shit the last 1,000 years or so. And so now we're going to have this new rift where the evil lords are going to come again. And hopefully the 13 good gods will be able to beat them. But I don't know, man. I don't know at all. 2 years of hell, they're saying. Well, we made it over the cliff. We kind of just rolled over it and punted the ball and pushed it down the road for another 3 months. And we're going to have to go through all this same old shit again. And in fact, McConnell himself goes on TV and says, man, we're going to deal with this for 3 more months. And I tell you, didn't I tell you back in November, and I said it again in December, that these guys played this out like acting, man. I had this all scripted, what was going to happen, and I think they all deserve an Oscar. Bravo, bravo, for they played their parts fantastically. They even went past the deadline, folks, to really get you on edge and did absolutely nothing. Well, bravo, bravo. And you know, in fact, we're going to see how things are going to look for the next 3 months right now. Let's take a look right now at what Congress is up to, shall we? Here they are. There's the president. And what do we got going on? Yeah, that's what's going on. They're going to cut entitlements, but yet still give money to foreign countries. And so what are the foreign countries going to do? They're going to give it back to our huge military corporations to buy bombs. That's right, folks. That way they can get lots of bombs to blow up everybody. And you know what? There was even a guy in the Santa Cruz Weekly had the nerve to write an editorial saying, oh, we shouldn't be upset if we give money to Israel because they're buying bombs from us. And we're getting the money right back. Well, no, what's happening is our tax dollars are being given to a foreign country so they can buy ammunition to destroy people, innocent lives, and by doing that, giving the money to our military corporations. Well, that's your dollars buying bombs for these people. How do you feel about that? I call that patriotism, huh? And that guy that wrote that letter, fuck you, idiot. Man, we need more bombs like a hole in the head. Well, the Genius of the Year award, that's right, folks. This is a real cool one here. These fucking idiots decided that they were going to be able to move an oil rig in the Gulf of Alaska in the middle of winter. Well, you know what ended up happening, right? This damn thing washed up on shore, crashed. they lost control of it with the tugboats, and there's 150,000 gallons of diesel on board. Hey, now that's real smart. In fact, let's just go to our Alaska correspondent, Grizz Lee, right now and see what he's got to say about the whole situation. Oh, well, hello, yo, Spilly. How y'all doing down there in California? Well, yeah, this oil rig thing is quite the predicament, you would say, Here I am, I'm just like walking down the beach one day, and I turn around and, whoa, dude, there's a fucking oil rig in my backyard. And I said, well, what the hell are you doing here, you guys? And they said, well, we're just trying to get the oil rig back to shore, and we kind of got off course, and here we are, and it's like that. And I said, well, get the hell out of here. This is my land. No oil rig's not supposed to be here. God damn it, get on out of here. Get. Well, Spilly, it took about 10 days or so before they got that piece of shit out of here, but it's gone now, and I can go back to my fishing. But, man, those guys were sure one dumb bunch of motherfuckers. Let me tell you, Spilly, those guys, man, I tell you, well, you guys in California, you stay dry and stay warm, and come up to Alaska next time you can, and we'll see you up here. Good night now. Good night. Yeah, Grizz, you're right, folks. That's just another case of greed and no thoughts and controls whatsoever. And these damn guys, what, didn't they watch Deadliest Catch? Don't they know they're not supposed to be out there in the middle of the wintertime in a boat? I don't know. Well, you know what? Speaking of world politics, folks, we've got all kinds of shit hitting the fan all over the place. Right now, Pakistan is bombing India, and India is bombing Pakistan over Kashmir, and they're both saying, you started it. No, you started it. No, you started it. Well, you know who really started it, don't you? Yeah, that's right. This guy right here, he's the guy. Anyway, another case of who did it, and we started it. But the good news is that Israel's going to build walls around Syria's border and Turkey's border, and they're going to build walls around everybody's borders except for the Palestinian land. Now, they won't build any walls there because they're still taking it over, folks. They're going to take as much as they can until we finally tell them to stop. I'm so glad that the rest of the world finally has declared the Palestinian state of sovereignty. And I think that's the best thing. Now, if Israel and U.S. and Great Britain will just come along with the rest of the world and give these guys a chance, that could end that conflict once and for all. Wouldn't that be nice after 60 years of stupid fighting between these people because Israel took over their land? Oh, that's holy land. Holy shit. That's what I say. But most important right now is this whole Syria mess, We got Syria, and Turkey's worried that Syria's going to bomb Turkey. And, the U.S. and Britain and everybody of our NATO countries wants the guy out. But China and Russia and Iran say the guy's cool and he should stay in power. Well, you see what I see, don't you? I think we're starting to take sides. Anyway, to announce the next great big fight, we have Don King himself. Don, what do you got to say about all this?
Don King here, promoter of the universe. That's right, y'all. They got me to do this. You wonder why? Because let me tell you what's gonna happen. In this corner, the red corner, we got Russia. We got China. We got Iran. Yeah, backed by all those little communist countries. And over in the other corner, wearing the blue trunks, we got Israel. We got Great Britain and the fabulous United States of America. Yes, the home of the brave people. Yes, that's why they got me, Don King, to do this for you. This heavyweight 10-round tag team bout could go all the way. But I tell you what, you're not gonna see this on YouTube. You're gonna have to pay for this match. That's right. Don King's gotta keep his bling going. That's why they asked me to do it. That's right, keep my bling going. And I come up with words like splendiferous. Look that up. See if you can find that. I bet you can't, but you can pay some money for this show. And it's appearing at an arena near you, but not on YouTube. You're going to have to pay for it, I told you. So as I'll say, and I'll say again, let's get ready to rumble and pay some money.
Yeah, that's right, folks. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. Well, you know, man, I've said it before. The Democrats are becoming Republicans. The Republicans are becoming Nazis. And the independent people like you and me are completely flushed out of the system. And so either you like the Republican platform, because this whole tax battle, if you remember, that was a Republican tax battle that the Democrats opposed. Well, now the Democrats are fighting for the tax battle break thing. Yeah, well, you know, there's a term for this, folks, and it's called neocons. And I just heard this, and I have a feeling this is going to be the word of the day for the next couple years. Neocons. These are the neo-Nazi Republicans that are going to try to take over the world, get rid of women's rights completely, get rid of any sort of supplements for the human people. And if you're not a slave until you're 72, well, you might as well just forget about the human race, folks, because you're not going to be a part of it. That's the neoconservative way. Heil. And to help that whole thing along, we've got good old President Obama's nominating John Kerry for Secretary of State. Well, we couldn't have picked a better choice, folks. John Kerry. And I was just told by my producer, Bobby, that he said, oh, his initials are JFK. And go figure. Well, you know, John Kerry is right now the leader of the Skull and Crossbones movement right now. And although he says he's a Democrat, he's actually pushing the Republican bill just as much as anybody else. And now we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with all that. And now we've got another neocon, Mr. Chuck Hagel. That's right, he's going to be running for Secretary of Defense. And he's supposed to be this really good guy and Vietnam vet and, oh goodness. Well, you know, let's hope. Let's just hope that this guy's been a Vietnam vet over here. This guy, yeah, him over here, this guy, him, he's a neocon. And Kerry, where's that picture of Kerry? We got that picture of Kerry. And this guy is the Democrat neocon, Skull and Crossbones leader. Well, they both were in Vietnam. They both hate the war. They're both against Israel's tough stand on Palestine. And they're both open to negotiations with Iran. Well, maybe, just maybe, we might have a chance. But I doubt it. I doubt it. Oh, and just in, look at this news bulletin, folks. Just in right now, the flu season is here. It's hit California. And if you haven't gotten it yet, you're going to get it. And I hope you paid your $35 for the flu shot, because I'm getting reports that the flu shot doesn't work with this strain of the flu. Hey, you know what? What's $35, you know? And chances are the stuff that they contaminated you with in that shot will just cause you cancer in about 5 years. But anyway, wash your hands, don't go kissing any strangers, and you'll be okay. And so that brings us to a wonderful close of issues. And I hope you like that. But I got one little more treat for you before I go. We have an interview with a lady from the Food Not Bombs organization. She's going to be here with me. All right, here we go. On with the show. All right, folks. Well, here I am with Monica from Food Not Bombs. Monica, thank you so much for taking time to be with us tonight.
My pleasure.
So I've never met Monica before. Monica's new to the area. You've been around for a while?
I went to UC Santa Cruz and graduated last June. And so now I've just kind of been hanging around Santa Cruz, doing a little bit of this and that. I got involved with Food Not Bombs about a year ago, so that's one reason why I've been hanging around too.
Cool. Well, why don't you take a second and tell me a little bit about the organization?
So Food Not Bombs is actually a worldwide organization. There's different chapters in about 1,000 different cities across the world. There's like 60 countries that have Food Not Bombs. And Food Not Bombs is basically an autonomous group. Anyone can start one in any city. And you start your group, and it basically is just to redistribute the food that's being wasted every day in households and stores all across the country. It's basically about the poverty. We're protesting poverty and the huge military budget in our country, and just saying that people don't have to be hungry every day.
So how do you work that? Are there locations that you can go and get food?
In Santa Cruz, we mostly use Gray Bears because they go collect food from the stores that it's going, I guess, not necessarily that it's going bad, but it's stuff that they can't sell anymore. It's close to its expiration date or something like that. So they collect the food, so we go to them and we get the plethora of food that they have there.
Sure, just like what they would give to any normal person that comes in, the
Right.
vegetables and some breads and things like that.
Yeah, and they have a lot of it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. So then you guys take that, and then what do you do with it?
So we take the food and we go spend all day on Saturday cooking it up, and we usually make like 6 different plates of different various foods, all vegetarian, vegan stuff.
What about for meat eaters, though? You got to cook something for them too, right?
Well, actually, Food Not Bombs doesn't redistribute meat because one, it's kind of a tough thing. It could go bad really easily, and you don't want to get meat that's close to its expiration date and feed that. We don't want to get people sick. But also, it's also about the environment, and eating plants is better for the environment. So
Okay, well, that all makes
back on
sense
that.
then. And so now, do you have a location that you normally serve this Saturday food, or
Yep.
do you move around?
We serve at the post office. That's been our favorite spot. We started at Loudon Nelson Park, which we're kind of reserving that for maybe on some sunny days because it's really nice. But the post office is a really good location
Well,
for
it
now.
seems like it's more central to the homeless population than Loudon Nelson, and
Yeah.
Loudon Nelson's closer to the police station, and I could see complications arising by homeless people coming like the night of the living dead for food. They would get pretty touchy about something like
Yeah.
that. Well, how does the post office react on a Saturday?
Yeah,
Do you do it while they're still open, or do you wait till they close?
They're open for people to just put letters in the box, but the windows and stuff aren't open. And we did have a run-in 2 weeks ago with the police.
Interesting. What
It was
happened?
just this. I wasn't there, so this is what they told me was that the security guard called the police saying that we were out there, and the police came and they just had a little bit of a dispute back and forth about, we kind of had to hold our ground and tell them that we have a right to be there. It is public property, so we were able to stay there, and we went back last week and we didn't have any problems.
Well, I'm surprised they didn't come up with some other plan, like the food inspection or some other sort of health issues to drive you away. When the normal thing doesn't work right away, they come up with plan B.
Yeah,
You
well,
think that might still happen at some point?
It's a possibility.
You guys all have
definitely.
your food service certificates in case that they come knocking on the door?
We're talking about that.
Good. Well, it's important. It's not hard to do. You can do it online. And just get that hurdle out of the way so they can't hold that over your head.
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of back and forth with the police over the years in different areas of Food Not Bombs where the police have come and they've arrested people and kind of had a spotted pass with that. And there's been some places where they declared that it was okay to serve after all these arrests and stuff, and some places where the police were still brutalizing Food Not Bombers. So, it might be a little bit of a fight if it does come down to that. It's always been a struggle to to feed people for free. You know, it seems like a very easy thing.
Yeah, you think. But I
But-
did a lot of time with the Red Cross and know some of the ramifications of trying to give people food, such as things going bad and accountability for things like that. And
Yeah.
so they've covered their ass pretty well to be able to serve food all over the world, and it's only a few steps that you can do to do that. Well, that's really fascinating. So now, are you thinking about expanding? How many people do you serve?
We get about 50 people. You know,
That's a
sometimes
lot of
we have
people.
low days, but yeah, 45, 50 people come out, and we serve everybody. You know, it can be someone who has a job, someone who, you know, some people just stop by and say, I just turned in my package, I want a cookie, and we give them a cookie.
Perfect.
You know, but we also have homeless people, and yeah, we've had people ask us to serve on other days, and we would love to do that. Right now, it's hard because we don't have that many people cooking the meals and serving them.
Right. So how many volunteers do you have right now?
It varies. We're probably somewhere around 10 on a good day.
That's slim pickings. That's
But-
slim pickings, folks. 10. 10 people. All right, here. This is important now. There's a lot of hungry people in Santa Cruz. There's a lot of hungry people around the world. This organization is trying to feed people that can't get food. And especially everybody I know that's on a fixed income or on food stamps, we all run out of that food money at the end of the month, and we got nothing to eat. And to have an organization like this that's got our backs, at least the one day a week, we don't have to go out and buy food, I think that makes a huge difference. And every one of you that's sitting at home watching this with a full refrigerator can help out. How can people help you? What do you need? Paper plates and napkins and utensils?
Any sort of donations helps. We basically run, like, we don't put any of our own funding into it. We run on donations, so people can donate money to us if they want to help us buy spices and oil and stuff like that, stuff that doesn't usually get donated. They can give us plates, napkins,
I
anything
think
like
that would
that,
be something
serving
really important
utensils.
because that's expensive stuff.
Yeah, it can get really expensive. And then of course, if you have food that's going bad on like a Friday or a Saturday, you can bring it by and we'll take it. You know, we like to have big quantities of things, but you know, we've had people who.
Well, if you're serving 50 people, you need a big quantity.
Yeah,
You know,
we've
you
had
just-
people bring us like a cake that they just, you know, they had a little shindig and they had a cake left over and they brought it to us and we served that. So
Now, is there a
anything helps.
drop-off location for people to bring this stuff, or do you just show up at the post office at what time on Saturday?
So it's 4 o'clock on Saturdays. It sort of depends what you're bringing. You know, if you have something that's ready to go right then and there, cake or cookies or something like that, we'll mostly take it. We don't have a drop-off location per se, but you can get in contact with us at our website or via our Facebook.
All right, let's give that information, and then we'll bring it up on the CG stuff. What's the information?
So
What-
our website is scfnb.org, and
Okay.
our Facebook, you would just search Santa Cruz Food Not Bombs.
Okay, perfect. And is there a phone number? Or
The phone number is on the website, but as of right now, it's not really updated, so you can get that
So
on the website.
the best contact is going to the web, getting on Facebook. Is there an email address where people can just email you a note, or text messaging? It's also
yeah.
Facebook. Just send a
Facebook is really our best way.
Okay.
We do have a Rise Up account, if I can remember it.
Good luck.
It's
If-
foodnotbombs-sc@riseup.net.
Okay. Well, very interesting, very interesting. So we need to have more volunteers. Can people come out and help you, or do they need to
More
have any sort of
volunteers.
training? How many people can you handle?
Well, in the kitchen, we don't really like to overload because it's a shared space, and we're very lucky to be able to cook there. But there's been times where we have like 2 people show up at 12 o'clock to cook, and we definitely can use more people.
Well, what
to cook.
time's the cooking call and the preparing stuff? Because you said 4 o'clock for food. What
4
time?
o'clock for food, 12 o'clock for cooking, and we don't like to give out the the address for cooking just to everybody, but if you contact us,
Through the website, through the Facebook page, you'll tell them where to go.
Yeah.
And so now if there's any of those celebrity chefs out there that want to really make a big splash and get
Yeah.
some publicity, I bet we could get the paper out there that if you decided that you were going to do some nice celebrity cooking for this organization on a Saturday afternoon. And now, if you have kitchen space also, that might be a help if you can make food prepared and
Yeah, if people want to prepare their own stuff and bring it out, I mean, we're pretty much open for everything. It needs to be vegan and vegetarian, you know.
there's got to be some sort of oversight. You can't just have somebody bring down some magic
Well,
salad dressing.
Well, I mean, you know, we have a limit, you know, we use good judgment, but this is, you know, we're kind of out there doing our thing and we want to bring community together. So if people want to share food and people are saying that they want to eat that food, they have the Good Samaritan Act that it's basically eat or beware.
Okay. Well, that's all very good, Monica. That's all very good. Now, how long do you think this is going to go? Is this something you're going to be able to do for a while, or do you think you're going to wrap it up in a couple of months for lack of support or interest?
We have a regrouping meeting this Thursday. We do this every once in a while. We get back together and say, how are things going? What should we do next? You know, are some people feeling burnt out? And just assess it. And I think that we can go on for a long time. We have a lot more support than I've seen a year ago when I was in Food Not Bombs, and we shut down pretty quick. But I think that this one can go on pretty long. We have some really strong members that really love the project, and I think we can keep it up.
Wonderful. Well, Monica, thank you so much for
Thank
that
you.
information. If there's anybody out there that wants to get involved with this organization, go to the website, get a hold of them through Facebook, go out on Saturday to help out, bring food, bring plates, bring napkins, bring plastic utensils, anything like that that can help with people eating, or any way that you feel you might be able to help by cooking or cleaning up afterwards, or just being there and smiling and passing out the food is a big help. So that's what we need. Monica, thank you for doing what you do for our community. God
Yeah,
bless you.
no problem. I love
wish
it.
you nothing but the best in this new year, 2013. And there we go, folks. So here, let's get on with the show, shall we?